Such were the fears for the life of a 20-year-old woman whose own father had attempted to violently force her into marriage, that she had already been moved for her own protection. But even where she was supposed to be safe, Somaya Begum was murdered by her uncle in what police have called a vicious and sustained attack. Mohammed Taruz Khan was today jailed for life. But as for his motive, the judge refused to speculate.
Somaiya Begum left her family home after she refused to marry a cousin in Pakistan and reported her father to the police. 3 years later, she was dead. This is the moment her body, wrapped in a rug, was taken to be dumped among the rubbish behind the brick wall. The person who was driving that car was her uncle, Mohammed Taruz Khan.
He has never provided an account for his actions or enabled us to establish a motive for the killing of Somaya. Having murdered his niece, then go on to try and cover his tracks, it can only be described as beyond belief.
Police say this is her uncle moving her body to a shipping container that he used as a workshop. On sentencing, Mr. Khan tried to speak in court today, but the judge wouldn't allow it. The judge did tell the court, though, that it would be pure speculation to consider whether this murder was any part of some appalling family agreement. He also said he rejects the prosecution's suggestion that it should be treated as any form of honour killing. This was the last time Somaya was seen alive, walking home from a ship.
In a heart-wrenching case that has exposed the devastating consequences of forced marriages and familial violence, 20-year-old Somaya Begum was brutally murdered by her own uncle, Mohammed Taruz Khan. This tragic incident has shed light on the failures of the system meant to protect vulnerable individuals from such atrocities. Somaya's story highlights the urgent need for stronger measures to prevent forced marriages and ensure the safety of those at risk. Somaya Begum, a diligent student at Leeds Beckett University, had a promising future ahead of her. In June 2022, she went missing from her home on Binney Street, Bradford. Tragically, her lifeless body was discovered wrapped in a rug on waste ground just 11 days later. Investigations revealed that Somaya had fallen victim to the violence perpetuated by her own uncle, Mohammed Taruz Khan. Somaya's father, Mohammed Yasin Khan, had attempted to force her into a marriage against her will. In response to his coercive efforts, a forced marriage protection order was put in place to shield her from harm. However, this order proved ineffective in preventing the tragedy that would later unfold. On June 25, 2022, Taruz Khan, Somaya's uncle, attacked her at her home. His motives for such a heinous act remained unclear. Surveillance footage captured him dragging her lifeless body from his car and callously discarding it on waste ground. Disturbingly, a post-mortem examination unveiled a 4-inch metal spike embedded in Somaya's back, indicating the brutality of the attack. During the trial at Bradford Crown Court, it was revealed that Taruz Khan had a violent history and a conviction for assaulting his own daughter. While he denied murder, he admitted to perverting the course of justice by disposing of Somaya's body and attempting to destroy evidence. Ultimately, the jury found him guilty of murder and he was sentenced to life in prison, with a minimum term of 25 years. Somaya's tragic death raises serious questions about the effectiveness of forced marriage protection orders. Despite the existence of legal safeguards, she fell victim to her uncle's violent actions. Experts argue that these orders must be carefully issued and monitored to ensure the safety of those they are meant to protect. Calls for an independent inquiry into the failures surrounding Somaya's case have emerged. Advocates emphasize the need for comprehensive protection measures that go beyond mere legal orders, including changes of identity and location for those at risk. Somaya Begum's life was cut short by a heinous act of violence that could have been prevented. Her story underscores the importance of stronger measures to protect individuals from forced marriages and honor-based violence. As society mourns her loss, there is a collective call for accountability and change to ensure that no more lives are needlessly taken in the name of tradition or control.